We're heading into the final hour with extreme fear gripping the market at 25 out of 100. But here's the plot twist. The major indices are actually climbing as we approach the closing bell today. The VIX sits at 16.5, down from 17.16 yesterday, signaling some relief despite that fear gauge screaming caution. This backdrop tells us traders are carefully dipping their toes back in, even as sentiment remains deeply pessimistic into the close. Let's run through the index rundown as Power Hour kicks off. The S&P 500 is up just 0.17% at 7,556. The Dow Jones is gaining 0.16% with 81 points on the board. The Nasdaq is the real winner here, surging 0.3% as tech finds some late-day momentum. The Russell 2000 is the standout performer, jumping 0.37% as smaller caps finally break loose before the closing print. Now here's where it gets interesting on the winner's side. PayPal is absolutely exploding, up 17.222%. That's the stock of the day right here in Power Hour. Apple is climbing 4.05%, gaining over $12 per share as the mega-cap tech giant commands attention. Google is also moving higher, up 2.97%, showing tech strength pushing into the close. But the loser's board tells a different story. Intel is getting hammered, down 5.9% with closing pressure from semiconductor weakness. AMD is falling 4.1% alongside Intel, signaling a broader chip sector pullback despite overall tech strength. Johnson & Johnson dropped 1.96%, weighing on healthcare heading into the final hour. Here's what's really critical right now. Analyst consensus is overwhelmingly bullish on the megacaps. Microsoft has 63 buy ratings versus 0 sells. Amazon boasts 70 buys against 0 sells. Nvidia commands 64 buys with only 1 sell rating. NVDA itself is barely moved today, down just 0.71%, despite that analyst firepower building underneath. This creates a fascinating dynamic into the close. You've got extreme fear reading at 25, yet analysts are screaming buy on the biggest names. That's classic capitulation territory, where the bravest hands are stepping in. Watch the closing print carefully on PayPal. That 17% rip tells us rotation is happening away from traditional semiconductors and into payment processors. If that holds, it signals tomorrow's